Hey guys, Destiny Gundam, and today we're going to be doing another review! Okay, so, continuing on from my previous review of the Hikaminari, I have the 1/144 scale, Bandai valvrave kit, the hinowa, or the carmilla, which is what Rukina calls it. So this is the hinowa, and, well, it can't really get any more in-depth than that, it's the hinowa. Yeah, so basically it's the fourth valvrave, the green one with the extra legs, and just yeah. So here's the box. It's a very big box. It's like a centimeter or two larger than the Hikaminari. The boxes keep getting bigger, which is awesome. So yeah, retails for 3,500 yen, and yeah. There's some screenshots, some headshots, some nice 360s. But I got mine for around like $35–40 because it was still pretty expensive. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention in my other Valvrave review, the manuals are actually really cut and dry. They don't really have much on there besides the actual instructions, which is interesting because Bandai usually has like colored pages and stuff, but it's just the instructions, just plates, that's it. So just moving on with this real quick. I noticed that no one really reviewed the hinowa. It's pretty cool kit. I mean, like, there are some issues, but obviously all Valvrave kit has issues because this is their first run, so I'll give it to that. But here's the sticker sheet. Again, a lot of stickers, so that's definitely a turn off for some people, but I'm painting up all mine, so there you go. So basically, let's just jump right in. So you guys already seen the box. It comes with a total of about 20–25 trees, I think. Plates, sorry. And here's the actual kit. So the kit itself is amazing. Honestly though, about the build, it was really fast. Because once you build one valvrave, you kind of get the hang for the rest of them. So then you can just blast right through the main body and kind of focused on the accessories or the kind of like the defining features for it. Yeah. So basically, the first one, the Hikaminari, took me about 2 days to build, and then this guy took me like 3 hours. So definitely a huge, change in building. So yeah. Let's do a quick 360 of him. I'm gonna do the upper body, upper torso first. Here, let me just see if I can pull out and get you guys a better shot. So, and get like a book. Okay, so, that's still pretty short. Okay, so here is pretty much most of the body. The rest of the body is right here, the legs. It's on this nice stand, which I think it will need since it probably won't be able to sustain the weight of all these extra legs. So, yeah. So obviously there's the big thing is the spinner knuckles right here. Spin knuckles. And then it's got these extra legs in the back, which is about 3 pairs of 2. So there you go. And they're basically just like simplified versions of these legs with clear green pieces around them. So as the same as my Hikaminari, completely unpainted, completely unstickered. This is what you get right out of the box. So that's pretty much what you're jamming with. So let's start off with weapons and accessories. So first off, like the Hikaminari, you get this little figure of Rukina, which is this. Let me see if I can focus on it. There we go. So there's a picture. There's Rukina. I'd recommend trying to cut her off the sprue. I actually tried to twist her off, but then I ended up twisting her legs. So that's why there's a little white stretch mark there. But yeah, compared to the hinowa, she is very small. But that's the cool thing. I like how they include these 1/144 scale figures, which is awesome. So yeah, next we got a lot of extra hands. Same thing. You got some closed fists, 2 pairs of closed fists, 1 open hand with the articulated fingers, 2 closed fists that have a hole in there, and basically for this model kit, I have no idea why, but they gave us like 6 extra hand covers for like just these hands alone, because it comes with, yeah, see, this is one of the extras. They're the same thing. It's just the peg in there. It just comes with the peg in there. That's pretty much it. Same thing, same hand cover. So if you have a whole bunch of these left over, it's okay. Just let it go, because you're fine. But basically the difference is they still give you the regular ones without the little peg, but the difference is there's this little peg so you can hold on to the spin knuckle, so she can kind of like hold on to it nice and firm. Then you get this whole bunch of effect parts. So you got 3 of these effect parts, which are the thrusters effect parts, which would go on the tip of the legs in the back. They're very nice, little hollow in the back, but that's okay. They're pretty cool. Next we have the spin knuckle effect parts. This is awesome because it's in clear green as opposed to the other ones which were in clear only. But I kind of wish they included that original sprue of all those clear parts, because I would have really liked to have a whole bunch of extra swords and like extra effect parts, because those were fun to paint up for my Hikuminari. But they only came with this one, so yeah. Next we have this clear green stand, which is kind of out of place, but this is actually pretty interesting. This stand is, let me just like pull this out. Let me see. Okay, so basically you got this little part, and notice how there's little like holes on the side. Let me see if I focus on that. So basically there's these little holes. So on the side it's kind of shaped like a polycap. So yeah, and then right here at certain areas on the stand there are grooves, and then you can just slide it along. So yeah, so you can basically have different levels you can set it up on, and if you don't want it to fall, you just twist it to the side and it'll lock it in place. So that's pretty cool. It's a small stand though. It'll stand, but not that much. But yeah. Next we have the really cool effect part, the spin knuckle effect part. This thing is really nice. I mean, just how it feels, like it's awesome. And then here's another fist, but yeah. So let's check out the spin knuckles themselves. So you just want to pull them right off the shoulders right here, and here they are. There's a clear green piece on top of a gray piece that's a little articulated, and then this part itself comes out, because that's the part. There's these wheels right here, and they spin and it shoots it out, and then this thing would go like rev up like crazy, like a chainsaw, and it would form this green effect part. And basically, let me pop that open here. So, and then you just want to sandwich them in between, and then there you got the spin knuckle. So spin knuckle, just peg it back in, and then here it is, and with the effect parts. And then now we can do this in tandem, like Gurren Lagann. Hold up, 1 second. Let me just take this out, and then next you want to just put in the hand. This extra joint right here actually comes in handy when you're putting this in, so you don't have too many obstructions. But yeah, so you just want to peg that up, and then you want to peg that in, and then you want to close the hand cover, or don't wait until you close the hand cover, and then you want to take the spin knuckle effect part. You want to find this side of the connector, the thin side, and peg that into the where the wheels are. There's a little hole where the spin knuckle itself used to plug in, and then there's this one which is kind of like an L shape, and it'll just fit in right here on the connecting end, and basically you will have that, and it'll hold up nice and firm. But it's really huge. It's really cool too. And then you just want to peg it back in, peg her hand back in. What I like about this one is they actually switched up the hands a little bit. The connection is tighter because they closed up the hole for the polycap a little bit more, so she has a stronger grip on her wrist, but still not enough to hold up the chain knuckle. So that's why we gotta have this. This is cool because they put a ball joint right here, and basically it's a plastic on plastic ball joint, which will eventually wear out over time if you mess with it too much. But yeah, so you can basically have different angles you can spin this knuckle at. So that's pretty awesome. So since that's there, we're just going to go ahead and pull this off. Yeah. Another problem is this piece easily comes off, so you should try to be careful when you're messing around with that. I'm just going to leave this off for the rest of the review and get you guys to enjoy this review. So let's replace that. Okay, so next, the only difference, both chain knuckles come out, but you only get enough for one effect part, which is, it's alright. I mean, I'll take it. But yeah, so going over the next part that kind of sets her apart is the head. The head, this is really nice, since compared to the Hikuminari, the head is actually really different. Instead of giving us one clear chunk for the whole head, they gave us a black piece, a white piece, and a clear piece. So basically, when you're painting this thing up, you don't really have to worry about like smudging or like just messing up the paint job or like scratching off too much. But yeah. The head, again, is amazing, as with all these valvrave kits. They're just really sleek and nice. They're all kind of like an individualistic feel. Now, the next section back here is this big old leg pack. So it's all static back here, which is kind of disappointing. But there's only 2 points of articulation around here. You got this, which goes up only about that far. goes in about that far, so it just lines up. And then you got the toes, which move back and forth. So yeah, I had a feeling that Bandai really wanted to make these articulated because right here there's a split hole, like a seam right here, that you can basically, if you take your X-Acto knife, or if you have a Dremel, thank goodness for that, you can just keep on drilling until you break into it. I wouldn't recommend it though because I haven't tried it, so I can't personally tell you guys. You gotta go try this stuff. But yeah, it would definitely increase articulation because these things are just pegged in on pegs. Let me see if I can like get these out. They're plastic on plastic pegs. So oh shoot. So they're basically like this, and if you cut them, then you have separate pegs, and then they could rotate side to side and do a lot more thrusting action. So yeah. So let's just get that peg back in. So there that is. So obviously you can't get much poses out of them, so you could only probably get like one pose if you don't cut up those legs. And I might add some joints into the knees just to throw in some variety there. But yeah. So there that is. That's it. Wait, no. Articulation. Okay, so for articulation, the head can rotate 360. There's no banging at all, because since it's really, the neck is really wide up. Can go back and forth. Ah, shoot. See, that's another issue with the valvrave kits, in general. I need to find that part later. But, basically, there's this really important green part. Screw. Alright, so, I think I lost it, so that gets me pretty disappointed. I probably am going to give it my all to find that part later, because it's actually a pretty cool part, but as you might have noticed, it's this little green part that would go underneath the chin, kind of make that head look a little bit less spiky. But yeah, it comes off quite often, so after you kind of do your business with this guy, I would definitely recommend you just glue that thing in, because you definitely don't want that thing falling off on your shelf, because you'll never find it. It's like a V-fin. Alright, so next, shoulders can rotate 360. This shoulder part is actually independent because there's not that much weight limit as opposed to Hikaminari with its huge arms. Also, it's got a lot of shoulder armor articulation. It can go all the way up, even though the arm doesn't even go all the way up, which is pretty awesome. And then it can go, shoulders can move out about that far, back about that far, so you can definitely stretch over and pull the other spin knuckle out of its hand. Then you got double 180 at the elbow, so that's pretty nice. Ball joint at the wrist. It's a little restricted because of that new hole that they made, but it's still alright. You got a ball joint at the stomach, so you definitely got some good stuff rocking around there. I think this time it was a ball joint, and earlier with the Hikaminari wasn't. I think it was just a peg, but yeah. So that's pretty cool. You got a ball joint. This little flap goes up and down, just a little moving armor piece, and then the legs can go up really far since there's no armor restricting them, back really far. They can basically just do anything except for a double O split. Even though they have the capability to do that, they just it's the way the valvrave is designed. So yeah. Next we'll go. Oh wait, over here you got a 180 bend in the knee. What kind of bothers me is that I'm painting up my Hikaminari right now, and the knee armor keeps on bumping into it, like this front part, so it scratches off the paint really easily. So I'm trying to figure out what exactly is going on. This one is being really aggressive on the bumping, like it actually hits. If you bend it, it'll hit the knee panel, and it won't be able to bend unless you push it back in. So I need to figure out what's going on there before I paint it up. And then you got for the leg, or for the foot, you just got a simple ball joint, so that's all right. And obviously you come with a stand, which is what I've been holding this whole time. So yeah, so there is the hinowa. It's the hinowa. I mean, like, I would definitely recommend it if you're gonna get all the valvraves, because it's pretty cool. But yeah, alone as a kit, it'll definitely bring some eye candy to your shelf because of this effect part. And oh yeah, totally forgot about this. Almost forgot. So these effect parts, you just slide them in to the feet. There's a peg, but it doesn't seem to want to go in there, so I just leave it frictioned. So there you go. So let me just peg in all three. Also, you want to be careful with these little tips of the feet. They seem kind of loose, and they would fall off kind of often. But yeah, so let's see. So let's just try to get that in there. Try to get that in there. Shoot. Also, a quick tidbit about cutting the plastic parts off the sprues. The clear plastic has always been a extremely brittle, like, thing to cut off. If you cut it off, you gotta be really careful with it because it might just explode. I've actually, when I was cutting this part off, I was cutting it off and I saw some parts just spider webbing up, just like really fast, and I was like, oh, okay, that looks really bad because it damages the structural integrity of the actual piece. So you should try to be careful when you're cutting it off. Make sure to cut the gate open first. If you want to play it safe, just cut the gate like at where it connects to the sprue, and then just shave that little tiny gate off with an X-Acto knife. Just be really certain. But yeah. So here the suit is, or the valvrave is, with all its effect parts attached onto the back. So yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed this review. I definitely will be getting all the kits, so join me in my journey of getting all the valvraves. It's probably going to be the thing that all the valvraves are going to be the thing that I get for the next couple months, because I don't think I'll be able to afford anything else. And also, here is a quick sneak preview of the piece, one of the only pieces I have colored. I just need to do a top coat on this, but from the Hikaminari. So definitely a big improvement with the nice flat yellow and the black and the white, just looking really nice, really swinging. Alright, so before this goes over 1,000 seconds, I'll see you guys at the next review.